Hi everyone, welcome back to another Nintendo Arcade video. Today, as promised, I'm going to show you Super Nintendo games. So cheers everyone, this is, I'm drinking whiskey on the rocks. This is a Scottish Islay whiskey called Kalila. It's beautiful. Really smooth, really smoky, lovely taste. So yeah, Super Nintendo. The best system ever to come out? I think so. To me it was everything. I got my Super Nintendo with a Street Fighter 2 package. That sold it for me. That was such an awesome game, an arcade game, converted to a home system that was pretty much almost perfect. And that sold it. But apart from Street Fighter, you had Mario Kart package, you had Super Mario World package, you had the Star Wing package. What else did you have? I think you had there's another game, can't remember what it is, but if you look back and you think of what that console had as a selling point compared to what consoles come out of today, you wouldn't release them. Most of the consoles that come out today, you'd wait until you got a decent enough game, but the SNES had so many great games on release. Best console hands down. It's just the best, full stop. I don't care what anyone says. The sound, the graphics, it was just, and it still keeps delivering. There's just so many great games on it. So I'm going to show a few of mine today, and we'll start with it. They're in no particular order, my games. I'm not that anal with my stuff. So here we've got Zombies. This is a fantastic game, 2-player. You could choose to be a girl or a boy, and it's sort of an adventure shooting game with a lot of humour. Fantastic game. Rock and Roll Racing, probably one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. It's like an isometric racing game. You can upgrade all your vehicles in that with some fantastic soundtrack from Black Sabbath and a few others. Can't remember who the other bands are. Steppenwolf and George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone. Do you remember that in, I think it was in Terminator, Bad to the Bone? Very good tune. Look on the back, $44.99. People complain about prices today of their games, $44.99. That was what, 91, 92? And they haven't changed. But I tell you what, games today drop very quickly. Within 3 months, prices of games have just plummeted, whereas these held their price, and they still have since the day. So you've got a good deal today, guys, on your games. Don't complain all the time. Super Mario World, can't go wrong with that. Probably one of the best Super Mario games ever. Punch Out, not the best Punch Out game, but still very good. I still don't think you can beat the arcade version or the NES version. Super Mario All-Stars, that's got all the free games on there, so well worth getting. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I've finished the DS version, but I haven't finished that. But yeah, it's a lovely game. It looks beautiful because it's got kind of like, it's almost like a hand painted. I don't think they've used normal digitalised design in this game. It's all hand drawn, so it gives a kind of organic feel to it. Super Protector Alien Rebels, it's the UK version. The other versions, which I've got, where is it? Which is Contra. This is basically Contra, guys. Right? The other version, this is the American version. Okay, they're exactly the same games. Okay, this is Contra 3. This is Alien Rebels. Okay, both exactly the same, except you play, you know, a nice beefy bloke in this one. And this one you play kind of like a mech boy or robot, Japanese robot. It's funny, the game's exactly the same, but the characters are different. I prefer this version. The artwork's better, and it's just cooler, I think. That's just pretty naff, but I bought this back in the day, so it stays in the collection. Next I've got Axlay. That's probably one of the best shooting, forward shooting, vertical shooting games on the Super Nintendo, with great soundtrack, with awesome end of level bosses. got to get that for your collection, guys. Super Bomberman 2. Now this game here is best played on the Super Nintendo or the arcade. For me, on the multi-tap, on the SNES or arcade. Party game, one of the best. Another World. This was quite groundbreaking when it came out because it was kind of like a Laserdisc game. You know, not your normal sort of platformy games. It was kind of like a movie-based game where you had to kind of remember sequences in the game to progress. But yeah, quite groundbreaking, really eerie. I like that quite a lot. And I think this was its sequel, which was nowhere near as good. It's kind of like a puzzle Prince of Persia type game. It was good for that, but not my type of game, a bit slow. Unirally is an in-house Nintendo game, totally underrated, brilliant two-player, kind of a racing trick-based game against time. Fantastic game. Quite cheap as well, you can get that. Pilotwings, probably one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. About the time this released, I was actually doing skydiving, and sorry about the glare of the light, guys. Let's see if I can get that. It's a bit naff, isn't it? Why is that glaring like that? There you go. Get a bit closer. Okay. Yeah, this is a great game. Spent a lot of time playing that. I was doing skydiving at the time, and just being up there and doing all those kind of things was just brilliant. Super Mario Kart, okay, probably one of the best games on the Super Nintendo, if you didn't already know. Super R-Type, this was a good game. I mean, it's hard to convert arcade games onto consoles, and when the SNES and the Mega Drive came out, this is when it all started happening, and they were doing really good jobs of it. But of course, you know, the arcade games were made to make money out of you. You know, and the way they did that was loads of continues, and more continues, the more money they made. But with consoles, you don't have that. So they had to kind of come up with a better idea, and I think in the translation, a lot of the atmosphere got lost. I mean, it's still a good game, but I don't know, I prefer the arcade version. Cybernator is kind of like a Japanese mech platforming shooting game with different variations. You've got side-scrolling shooting, platforming, loads going on, fantastic sprites, some of the best explosions of sprites I've ever seen in any game, and some good music too. Totally recommend that. Parodius. That's a fantastic game. It's a shooting game, horizontal shooter with some weird and wonderful bosses. Totally bizarre in everything that's Japanese that I love. Fantastic game. Oh, NBA Jam. I don't know if you've played this. This was another arcade game, and they did a fantastic job of converting it onto the SNES. God, this just got hours of play. Me and my brother playing this. God, it's just a fun game. I don't think it's been a better basketball game since, to be honest with you. I have got Williams Arcade Collection, which is not great. You know, if you're going to play Robotron and Defender, you want to play it on main if you haven't got the actual arcade machine. Royal Rumble, if you like wrestling games. Even if you don't like wrestling games, that's a lot of fun. Archie McLean's Drop Zone. This is kind of like a Defender rip-off, but a good one, and a lot easier than Defender. I prefer this than Defender, and it plays brilliantly. It's quite cheap to pick up. You pick it up for under 20 quid. Yeah, a lot of atmosphere, a lot going on. Really good game. Donkey Kong Country series. I'm not a massive fan of, to be honest with you. I've got all of them. Sorry about the aeroplane. Donkey Kong Country 3, the original one, and Donkey Kong Country 2. They came with a disc, the first one did. I think I've got it in there. Never listened to it. Yeah, there it is. It comes with it, so if you do pick it up, make sure it's got the disc. I don't know, it's just worth having, isn't it? If you got it, you might as well get that with it as well. But yeah, this was quite groundbreaking. Again, yeah, that was the other game that the Super Nintendo was packaged with, Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, because the graphics were quite groundbreaking, weren't they? I can't remember what. Amazing 3D graphics, 32 megs. Yeah, it was just something really different about it. It's kind of like the Silicon Graphics era, wasn't it? You know, very cool. The best tennis game ever made. Right, that is awesome. Still awesome. Still play it. Still great. It's such a skill-based game. And when you get two players who are quite evenly matched, it gets really good. Me and my brother were very evenly matched. It was great fun. Starwing, finished it. It's a good game. There's like 3 different routes through the game you can choose from. It's like an on-rail sort of shooter, really. You can't go that far off track. But still good. Groundbreaking because it used the FX chip, which is basically a modification they put into the cartridge just to get you better graphics, 3D graphics. Because this is sort of the era when 3D was just about coming of age. So you know, you had the PlayStation 1 and stuff like that, and the Saturn for releasing 3D games. Pop and Tweeby, another weird and wonderful Japanese shooter. Totally recommend that. This is a good one. Tetris and Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario is one of my favourite games, 2-player. Not a big fan of drivers, but that is one of my best driving games. If you could put that in an arcade machine, that'd be a great arcade conversion. King Arthur's World. That is a bit like Lemmings, but in a medieval kind of scenario. Best played with a mouse, the SNES mouse. Super Star Wars. Fantastic, one of the best Star Wars games ever released. Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were too hard for most people's likings, but that was probably the best out of the 3. Worth getting. Mario is missing. It's kind of like an adventure game I haven't played. It's a fairly recent pickup actually. Rampart. Now this was an arcade game. In the arcade they had a trackball for this game, and it's a bit like Tetris. Okay, so you've got kind of like shapes that you have to move and make like a boundary wall around your castle. And if you've got to do it in the time that they're giving you, and if you don't, then your basically game's over. But if you manage to build a wall around your castle, then you get another wave of like ships and stuff that come in and try and smash it all down. So you've got to kind of build your wall and put your cannons within inside the boundary, and then you know shoot the ships back. So again, that works best with the mouse or with the trackball. But I really like that game. It's a good game, quite rare on the SNES. So that's my PAL. Oh no, I've got more PAL. They're all at the back here. So I have to move stuff out of the way to get to it. So I've got Zelda, which is one of my favourite Zelda games ever made. That goes for a lot of money now. It's not rare, it's just desirable. People get this word rare crops up far too many times in my mind. ActRaiser, that was a fantastic game. Great atmosphere, great music, great bosses, great sprites. Probably one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. And this is a game I've got, which has been recommended to me, and it's going to shock you. I haven't played this, but I've heard great things about it, and I must get round to playing it because it looks awesome. But I've never got round to playing it. That is Legend of Mystical Ninja. And next I've got Sunset Riders. I think that fetches a fair price these days. That's an arcade game that they converted to the SNES, and they did a fantastic job of it. Side-scrolling shooter with just great music. Great game. Here's a game I finished back in the day. I've never gone back to it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful role-playing game. Secret of Mana. If you like your adventure games, this is one of the best. In fact, this could be even better than Zelda. I really like that. Oh yeah, and here is my PAL R-Type 3. This game here is one of the best shooters on the SNES. I like it anyway, but I must get the Super Famicom version because, you know, this goes for stupid money, and the Famicom version is cheaper and it's better because it runs faster. But yeah, this is awesome. This is a great. This is actually didn't come out on any other system except the Super Nintendo. So if you like R-Type, you have to get this. Really, really cool. So look, you've messed up my whole shelf now. I'm going to have to put all this back. You know, I'm so anal about all this. Not really. I don't care. Nothing's in order. I don't care for sealed games, and you know, I'm trying to keep it all one system, but I can't let go of some of my PAL games because, you know, some of them I had back in the day. So it's a bit of a mishmash of different, what do you say? Different areas. Areas? Not areas, is it? Japanese, American, UK, I don't know. Regions is the word I'm looking for. Regions. Right, we're on to the Super Famicom games. Let's have another sip of the whiskey, because that's really good. That is really good. Right, here we've got Galaxy Wars. Now that is a funny game. I picked this up, so I looked on the back and I thought I recognise that game. You're a bit low down on that camera, let's try and move you up a bit. Okay, there we go. You can see more of the games now, can you? There you go. Galaxy Wars, yeah. This is the same game as my arcade. I've got an arcade game called Space Launcher. It's right underneath this keyboard here. And Space Launcher is a really early Nintendo arcade game. And exactly the same year, Universal released this called Galaxy Wars, and if you play both these games they're pretty identical, but we don't know who copied who. Now I like to think Nintendo were the first to invent this game, but at that particular time Nintendo didn't have any game of their own. They didn't have any original game. It wasn't until Sheriff came along, as you know, I've told you in my other video, that's the first original game by Nintendo. So I reckon maybe Nintendo copied Universal on this one. But yeah, pick that up because basically it's Space Launcher. If you haven't played Space Launcher, which is a Nintendo game, pick that up. It's really good. Magic Sword is another arcade game converted to Super Nintendo, and it's kind of like a Golden Axe type thingy. It's okay, you know, not a big fan of that genre. I don't even know what this is called. I mean, you know, I can't read Japanese, and I don't know what it's called. It's just a weird side-scrolling beat 'em up with some weird music. It's not bad actually. Check the cover out and let me know what it's called. So I've got no idea. What else we got? We got Super Fire Pro Wrestling. That's a good game. I've got the Battle of Destiny. Now, what is that? I think is it Final Fight or Fatal Fury? One of the two on the Super Nintendo. Bonkers. That's quite a rare game on the Famicom. On the PAL region, but I don't know if that's as rare on that. But it's alright. It's a platformy game. That you know, the Wii got a lot of shovelware. Well, the SNES got a lot as well. On the platform games, they did a lot of shovelware of those type of games. Don't know what that's called, but it's a fighting game and it's got a cool box cover. And that's some of the reasons why I buy this game, because I like the cover. I do judge a game by its cover. Aladdin, probably one of the best platforming games of that console, because the graphics were awesome. Really beautiful sprites. Some of the best sprites you'll see on the Super Nintendo. This looks like a... I've forgotten his name now. I can't remember his name. I've got it on here. It's past me, sorry guys. He's quite a well-known character anyway. I've got that, I haven't played it. It's a bit odd. Fatal Fury 2, Super Famicom, Arkanoid, it's great. Great cover, great box art, great game. Slovenian. That's an arcade game, converted to SNES. Plays better in the arcade unfortunately, but it's nice box art. Odd game, never played a game like it actually, very strange. You play like a dragon going around, breathe fire. Prince of Persia, beautiful box art, look at that box art on there. This was a good game that came out, I really enjoyed it. It's quite slow paced now to go back to, you know, everything moves at a very slow pace and you have to get everything dead right, you know, the distances between you and jumping over a platform. You know, if you're half a step too far, you'll jump and you'll miss the hole completely. Now it almost reminds me of Tomb Raider. You know, original Tomb Raider was a bit like that. It was a bit fidgety, trying to get your jumps just right on the corner of a block. Well, that feels like that. So those sort of games are hard to go back to because of that. They're not as free flowing. F-Zero is a fantastic game that you can just keep going back to. Amazing box art. And you know, I really do feel they should bring this back for the Wii U, because this would be a fantastic game. I know they put an F-Zero track in the Wii U in the Mario Kart version, and I really hope they bring this back, because it's a great series. The arcade version I played, that was so good. Darius Twin, that's another arcade conversion. This game in the arcade had 3 screens, and it was amazing to play. It doesn't play as good on the Super Nintendo. It's a bit fiddly, I find. Not as smooth as the arcade version. Jackie Crush is an awesome pinball game with lots of atmosphere. A game you can go back to. It's just a great virtual pin with great box art. Look at that. It's really cool. We've also got. Is this another Paradius game? It looks like another Paradius game. I don't know if there's 1 or 2. You have to correct me on that one. Here we have. I used to be able to pronounce this. Oh, Chocomogi. I'm not even going to pronounce it because I'm just look a prick. Look at that. That is Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. I'm not good with names, man. I don't remember names. I just like to pick the games up and play them. You know, I can't remember all the names of these games. I know it's rock hard anyway, and it's not one of my favourite games. So this is cool. This is another arcade conversion. You'll notice most of my games are arcade conversions. I've hardly got any role-playing games. This is a fantastic arcade conversion. A really cool game with cool box art again. Look, got the whole anime styly going on, and great. That's such a great game. Russian Beat is a really good side-scrolling beat 'em up. I think there's 3 in this series. This is Russian Beat. I think there's a Russian Beat 2 as well. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's good. Choyaniki. Now, this is an unusual game. My friend gave this to me, and it's got to be the strangest and oddest game ever made. It's quite erotic, I guess. Some of the characters are putting off some quite erotic moves, if you like that kind of thing. Scantily clad men in jock straps, because that's what they are. Look, I mean, I don't like that kind of thing, but I'm just saying I buy it because it's odd. You know, it's an odd game, and I like odd games. I'm a married man. Do you mind? Double Dragon. I'm no fan of this series at all. I just got it because it's Double Dragon and people keep going on about it. I don't get it. I really don't. I just don't do it for me at all. Really boring. Final Fight 1 and 2. They're a bit better, but you know, the best side-scrolling game has to be, and I'm going to have to say this, it's on the Mega Drive, it's Streets of Rage 2. It's got the best music, it's the best fun. I think it beats Final Fight hands down. I'm not afraid to say it. Fireman, this is a really rare game on the PAL region. So I've got the Super Famicom version. It's playable, you can play it on there. So you can pick it up, I don't know, 40 quid, 50 quid maybe. It's alright. It gets a bit repetitive though. I mean, it's not as good as people make out, but yeah, it's alright. Now, here's a side-scrolling game I really do like. Batman. That is bloody cool. It really is. Cool music. Some of the best sprites I've ever seen on the Super Nintendo. And if you love Batman as well, you've got to get that. Super Bomberman 3. It's one of my favourite Bomberman games. Lots going on in there. Got to get the multi-tap, as I said. Space Invaders, the original game. Now, it isn't just Space Invaders. There's lots of different games within this game. And it can get quite fast-paced, can get quite competitive if you're playing with your mate. And I really like it. It's really cool. And you can have like the mirrored, half-mirror backdrop, like the original arcade game had in the back, which is really good effect. This to Do was a Universal game, yeah, and it plays brilliantly on the Super Nintendo. That's another old arcade game with loads of charm. Beautiful box art, look at that. Really like that game. That's a classic arcade game used to do. King of Monsters is just a button bashing sort of fighting game. It's okay, very Japanesey. I've got Street Fighter 1, 2 and 3. Lovely box art for Super Famicom. Yeah, that's the version you need to get. What else have I got? Oh yeah, Away to the New Type. It's a Gundam game, haven't played it yet. That's it guys, really. What else have I got? That is it. That's all my Super Famicom games. Done it. Not that many, not as many as some people have got, but I mean, you know, my thing, this collection here, is the arcades. That's where all my money's gone into these machines, maintaining them, and you know, I'm always on the hunt down for rare PCBs and anything Nintendo arcade related. So the kind of console stuff takes, you know, it takes a step back really while I'm collecting this stuff. But I mean, I still like it. It's still some games I want to get. So that's it really, guys. I'll do the SNES, the NES and the Famicom games. So I've got loads of this. This is another great system, the Famicom, because they had some of the best arcade conversions I've ever played. So we'll do that next time. So there it is, guys. That's the Super Nintendo collection of mine. Thanks for watching, and let us know what you think. Cheers, guys.